Good morning. My name is Kwame Hart, aka MK. Today is July 2nd, 2019. I'm titling this video Defensive Driving by MK. The purpose of this video is for my kids. They're still young, but they're eventually going to be driving in the near future. And this is dedicated to Prince Nasir, Princess Kimora, Ken Masters, uh, the lovely young people at the Kingdom Hall. Overall, for my friends and their kids who are now starting to drive, and overall for the Guyanese people. The reason I'm doing this video is that I was looking for defensive driving courses for my kids or for my son, and I couldn't really find a video that's complete. Speaking about all the different stuff that you should be aware of when you drive. So I think this video should be more encompassing and covering a lot of stuff that can easily get you into an accident or a fender bender. So I'll go ahead, I'll probably speak at GT speed so the video is not too long. So if you have any issues with comprehension, if I'm speaking too fast, just replay so you'll be able to get the points. I have a total of 18 different points, but I'll try to go through them as fast as possible so the video is not too long. So again, some of the basic things that should always be done. Always wear your seatbelt. Your vehicle, always have your mirrors set up so it's set towards you as a driver. One of the quick tips about the mirrors, I'll probably use this car as an example. The mirrors normally in an angle like this out from your vehicles. Have them as wide as possible so you can see more of the road or more of the blind spots as possible. People tend to have their mirrors in so they're like looking at the vehicle. You don't need to see a vehicle, you need to see more of the blind spots. So the trick is when you're sitting in the driving seat like this, the mirrors closest to you kind of lean to that side a little bit and adjust the mirrors so they're just off the vehicle. That'll give you more area to see the blind spots. Conversely, the mirror to the far side of you, depending if you're a left seat driver or left seat country or right seat country, you lean over to the middle console as far as possible, and same thing, adjust the mirrors so it's just off the vehicle itself, so you're looking at the road. So you want to see as much as the road, you don't want to see a vehicle as possible. The middle mirror, you want to have it the side that you're driving. Okay, let's say if you're a left seat driver, you want the mirror in the center to kind of look towards the rear to the other side, like in an angle, so you can see to the back a little bit over to the other blind side. Because the mirror to your side, you're already seeing everything off on that side. So some people tend to look back when they try to change lane or turn. I like to have my mirrors out as much as possible, so I kind of lean in so I can see more to the outside. Lean in so I can see more to the outside. So in that way, my eyes are still focused on the road ahead. Because you don't want to be taking your eyes off the front of the road. So just use your mirrors, take a quick dip, but your eyes are still focused on the front of the road. Okay, this is one quick the good ways to set up your mirrors. Avoid speeding at all costs. There's no benefits to speeding, so make sure you're never speeding. Okay, especially if you're late or in a rush, try not to speed because you can't react correctly when you're moving too fast. Okay, have a check of your vehicle. I know you're not a mechanic or whatever, but have a regular check of your vehicle. Check in for your tires. Make sure your fluid levels are filled or the working level, and just overall looking to see if you have any worn tires or flat tire or anything like that before you take off, so you're not on the road before something happens to you. All right. So the first point I'm going to speak about is speeding. As I mentioned before, speeding is going to get you into a lot of trouble. So when it comes to the vehicle, let's say you park, always start off from a park position. Meaning, when you start off from a park position, don't accelerate. Just kind of let the vehicle move by its own power from that park position, especially if you're like in a crowded parking lot, grocery store, whatever, because the fact you come out very slowly will give you enough time to react to maybe somebody right behind you, a vehicle coming down the lane real fast, or even you may not have seen both left, right, and directly behind you, but just coming out very slow not speeding is going to save you fender benders or say accidentally hitting somebody. Okay. Um, all right. Number two gonna be your brakes and acceleration. One thing I like to tell my son, which one is more important, the brakes or the accelerating paddle? I want to say the brakes because almost everything could be avoided just by pressing the brakes in a timely manner. So always be really quick with your feet to slide from gas to brake, gas to brake. Get work on that speed so your reaction time gets very good. So as soon as you see something happen, you could switch from your gas to your brakes as quick as possible. So a little bit of practice. Some people want to slide, some people want to lift up their foot and then put it on the brakes. That could cost you like a half split second in reaction time. So try the slide method so you get proficient at pressing your brakes as quick as possible. As I mentioned before, the mirrors, that's number three. Set up your mirrors so they're angled for you. If you have a vehicle where you share with another driver, have that vehicle set up so the mirrors is for you. Don't say, okay, I'm driving the mirror, I'm not going too far, I don't need to adjust the mirrors. You always adjust the mirrors to you, the seats and everything. If you're short or whatever, adjust it so you're comfortable. You can see as much in front of you and sides when you're in the vehicle. You are in control when you're in the driver's seat. So set it according to you. Fourth, going to be distance. Distance is very huge. You want to have a safe distance as you drive from, especially from the vehicle in front of you. So let's say, how do you calculate distance? I would say use at least 3 car lengths. You're like, how do I measure 3 car lengths going at 60, 70 miles an hour? A simple way to do it is like, look for an object, let's say like a tree, and the vehicle in front of you, when a vehicle pass that tree, as soon as they pass, you start counting 1, 2, 3, and if you get to that vehicle before that 3 seconds, that means you're a little too close to the vehicle in front of you. There's a way to kind of measure how far you are from the vehicle in front of you. So always creating a good distance. And the reason why you want to have a good distance, it helps you with your reaction time. You don't have to press the brakes too fast. If they slam the brake or drop the cigarette, whatever they did, you're not too close because you give yourself enough distance to react, either to slow down or to move to the left or the right. So you want to make sure you have a good distance between you and the vehicle in front of you. Okay, number 5, as I mentioned before, know your reaction times. Okay, some people tend to ride right on top of somebody's bumper because they maybe have good reaction time. But let's say you're up there, in age, you have limitations. Who knows? You're wearing the high heel shoes that's gonna affect you in driving. Your reaction time can be a little slower because you're so close to that person. So know your reaction time, know what you're capable of doing. Don't overestimate. You're not a NASCAR driver as yet, but pace yourself and know exactly how you can react at an emergency. Just picture yourself where the person in front of you slam the brakes. How quick are you able to react in time to not run into them? Number 6, extracurricular activities, and this could be a lot of stuff. Putting on makeup, texting, reaching for stuff in the glove compartments, trying to change the CDs. All these things, I call them extracurricular activities that can distract you from, let's say, the vehicle in front of you doing something random. So you don't want to do anything extra that cause you to run into that person. So avoid those. And if you have to do those, make sure you're very quick about it and you're doing it where you're in a safe space. Okay, and what I like to call a safe space is when you are in the center of the road. This is a 3-lane highway, and the person in front of you is more than 3 car lengths ahead. There's nobody to your right, nobody to your left, and nobody's riding up on you. So you have a little bit of time where if you veer to the left or the right, you're not gonna run into the next person's lane because you create a safe space for yourself. So maybe then you can maybe reach for a CD or something, but avoid doing those things and not taking your eyes off the road. I call it a glance. Everything you look at must be done in a glance. And that's like literally like 1.5 seconds. The eyes must be off the front of the road. You don't want to be looking or staring at anything too long. Glaring, staring at a billboard or somebody you see on the side that looks handsome or cute or whatever. You don't want to spend time staring. It must be a quick glance. So you catch yourself, oh, I'm looking too long. Get your sight back on the front of the road. So I call it a glance. Don't do anything more than 1.5 seconds with your eyes or your concentration off the front of the road. Number 7, backseat drivers. Being a young person, you're going to be driving your friends and all this stuff to the mall or wherever you're going. So backseat drivers could be very dangerous to you. So the difference, they could be yelling at an intersection, go left, go right, when you're already kind of had your route planned, and that momentarily distraction could cause you an accident. So we got to kind of block out your backseat drivers, because they can cause you to be distracted. They be like, oh, look at that, looking at some billboard or something, and you're like, you want to look, or an accident on the side of the road. So avoid reacting, I should say, real quick to your backseat drivers or passengers in your vehicle, because that distraction could be the difference between a life and death or an accident. Okay. Number 8, if the vehicle, okay, you have 2 main responsibilities as a driver. One of the responsibility is to take yourself and your passengers safely from point A to point B. Just think about it this way: if something happened to anybody in the vehicle, it'll be your responsibility. So you want to make sure you're serious behind the wheel, because you have their lives in your hand. Okay. The other responsibility is the vehicle in front of you. You're responsible for, let's say, the rear of their vehicle, because if you hit them from the rear, you're automatically wrong. So you're responsible for them. So that's why it's important to have safe distance. Don't be right on top of somebody, because as soon as you hit them, when the police come for the report, as soon as you hit them from the back, you're wrong. So that's your responsibility. So again, 2 main responsibility: yourself and everybody on board of your vehicle, and the vehicle in front of you. All right. Trucks or very large vehicles, or vehicles that has heavy tint, avoid being around them. Speaking with trucks in particular, because trucks, let's say you're the side of them, they have a lot of wind gusts, and if you're in a smaller vehicle, it can tend to like shake your vehicle or kind of rattle you a little bit. So you don't want to be the side of trucks. You don't want to be in front of a truck. Let's say you have a very small vehicle, because I've seen this before. The person had a small vehicle, I believe it's a Corvette or a mini vehicle or whatever it was. But if the truck is so high and in a traffic jam, he actually forgot that a car was right in front of him. So as he creep in, he didn't realize that the vehicle was pinned in front of him. Literally drive for almost 5 blocks with the vehicle pinned in front of him. So as soon as you see a big truck behind you, try to get out of that lane, because they may not see you and may run over you, not intentionally. Again, if you're behind them, they're so high, you cannot see the stoplight, you cannot see an accident ahead. So if you're behind the truck, give yourself enough room to see, or just move from behind them. My thing is, as soon as I approach a truck, I just speed up, so I'm passing them. I'm never hanging around driving too long on the side of a truck. So avoid trucks, or I said vehicle that has a lot of tint, you can't see through the glass ahead. So if you see those vehicles, get from behind them, get ahead of them, or stay way behind so you're not around them. Okay. Okay, number 10, always signal. I know it sounds trivial, but signaling helps you and helps the other drivers in the road. If you can go from left lane or right lane, always put on a signal. Even if you're backing out of a park spot, put on a signal, because that will give them enough time to react to whatever you are doing. People tend to like swing from lane to lane, just driving up. But if you didn't see them, you could be contemplating turning, but you didn't see them, or they didn't see you because you didn't signal. So just a simple thing to do, but always get in the habit of, you going onto the highway, signal you're going onto the highway. You're making a left, signal you're going into the left, or you're changing lane. Always try to signal, because it gives people enough time to react to whatever you are doing, and vice versa. Okay, number 11, merging vehicles. This is huge, especially let's say you're going on to highway. So you're merging into the highway. You're seeing vehicles coming to your left. So as they come in, you're trying to merge onto the highway. If you're behind, you kind of stay behind, let them pass, and then come in behind them. If you're ahead, you may have to accelerate real fast, so you're not coming in the same time with them. So merging is very huge. Let's say you're on the highway already and they're merging into you. If you have an opportunity, move to that outer lane so that they could come on with ease. Let's say they were kind of ahead of you, merging into your lane, and you see them, you can kind of slow down, maybe turn on your high beams to signal them, you can go ahead of me, so you're not coming in together. So if you see they're kind of ahead of you, kind of flash your high beam so they know they can keep going to get onto the highway. So you don't want to merge with somebody at the same time. And this is another one that you can run into a lot that could get you an accident. You're in a 3-lane highway, you're in the far left, they're in the far right, but you want to come to the middle lane. Once the fact that they're parallel to you on the highway, do not try to go into that lane. Wait till they go ahead, or you drive ahead then turn. Because guess what, if he might be thinking about going to the middle lane and you can't see a signal and he can't see you and you both merging, there's an accident right there, depending if you're doing real fast. So always put on a signal. I say keep on a signal at least 3 seconds before you react. So tick, 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 then turn into that lane. Same thing. They'll give you enough time and that other driver to see exactly what you're doing. So merging, if somebody's next to you, try not to change lane. Get ahead or go behind before you change lane. So you're never merging together. Okay, so merging is huge. People run into a lot of accidents merging at the same time. Okay, number 12, these should be obvious stuff, but don't drink and drive. Doing